Let me tell you guys, it feels so good to be back finally. iOS 13.4 just got released officially, and we're going to take a look at it on the iPhone 8 with the crusted back. Now, this is an update that Apple finally pushed out. It's a successor to the 13.3.1 update that came out 4 years ago. And I'll hit on it. I mean, this is a pretty big update. I think it's a bigger update, I think, for iPads, but it's still a pretty decent one at the end of the day. Now, this update actually came out to a couple gigabytes, but for some reason, it was split up in a weird, it's a weird way to explain it. So for my iPhone 8 specifically, it was about 1.14 gigs, but here's the weird thing. After I fully downloaded it, the first time it was like 800 megabytes, then it made me re-update and reinstall it again, which was really weird. So I don't know if this one was the full size or if it was this plus the 800 megabytes before. So not a crazy big deal, but it was something that was kind of weird at the beginning of the day. But regardless, it was about a couple gigabytes on basically all my devices. Now the really cool thing is that before, and actually I didn't even look at this, on my iPhone SE I saved some storage, but before the update I had about 42.59 gigs saved. So I had that much left, and then when I update it, which I actually haven't checked, so let's go ahead and check. So I scroll down to so it did take up a little bit of storage, not the end of the world or anything, but still, usually you either save some gigs or get some gigs back, and this time it was only a couple hundred megabytes, so not that big of a deal. So there were some really cool updates into this specific update, like I stated before. Now one of the main ones is actually with the iPad. So with iPad OS 13.4, we now get mouse and trackpad support, which I thought we had before, but I guess we didn't. But we now can access our Magic Trackpad 2s and our Magic Mouses 2s and all those things within our iPads, which is really cool. And if you want to know how to connect those, I have a tutorial on my second channel that explains how to do that exactly. Now another really cool thing with this update is actually within files. So we can now actually do iCloud file sharing, which is really cool. So if you wanted to share this folder with somebody else through your iCloud account, all you would have to do is click here, you can click info, you would just hold down on the folder like that, you can click share, and you can click copy, and you can also go up here and share it. I honestly don't even know the process of doing it, but you now have that capability with iOS 13.4, which is really cool. Now another funny thing, which I don't know if a lot of people, me personally, I don't use Emojis at all, but we do have some new Emojis in our thing, so that's really cool. So if you want, I don't have them necessarily set up on this phone at all, but if you go through, you'll see that you do have some new Emojis, which is really cool, and they're actually kind of cool. Some are like with the X hands and some other things too, which I think some people might actually like. So we do have a couple new ones, which is really awesome. Now another cool thing is with the app purchases, if you actually go and purchase something on your Mac or on your iOS device, basically they will be synced up with all other devices. So your iOS device will be synced up with your Mac and so on and so forth, which I'm sure a lot of people will get some benefit out of, which is really cool. So if you purchase something on your App Store and it's compatible with your Mac, it'll also be able to be seen on your Mac Store as well. So I think that's a really cool thing. Now I did run a benchmark, but I didn't necessarily have a benchmark from before, so I'll go ahead and show you this one, which was about 212,000, which is pretty good still. I mean, this is a very capable phone. It's still extremely fast. I didn't really run into any issues or anything like that, so for sure at the end of the day, this is still an extremely fast phone. Now what I can tell you though is that this phone is still completely fine. I didn't really run into any issues updating or anything like that, and in terms of performance and everything, it's going to be perfectly fine too. So for sure at the end of the day, I'll say iOS 13.4 is a very good update. I think for the time being, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will, think it's not that big of an update or whatever, and I definitely do think at the end of the day, Apple could have probably done more, but I think it's good enough for now for the majority of people. So if you have an iPhone 8, has my seal of approval, I would say go ahead and update. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are going down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out to one.